The colony awoke to the hum of unfamiliar ships, not human. The sound was unlike anything they had ever heard before, a low, resonant hum that seemed to vibrate through the very ground beneath their feet. Sleek silver vessels descended from the sky, casting long, ominous shadows. Fear gripped the colonists. They watched in awe and terror as the ships moved with a grace that belied their size, their surfaces reflecting the light in a dazzling display. They had been alone for centuries. Now, they were found. The isolation that had once been their shield now felt like a prison, as the reality of their rediscovery set in. The elders spoke of legends, stories whispered through generations, tales of encounters with beings from the stars passed down as warnings and myths, tales of a powerful alien empire, the Vorians, a civilization so advanced they were said to have the power to reshape worlds and erase entire species from existence. They had erased humanity from the galaxy's memory. The colonists had always believed these stories to be mere fables, but now, faced with the undeniable presence of the alien ships, they began to question everything they thought they knew, or so the stories went. The ships landed. Tall, slender figures emerged. Their movements were fluid, almost ethereal, as if they were gliding rather than walking. Their skin shimmered, iridescent like polished obsidian. It was a sight both mesmerizing and terrifying, a stark reminder of their otherworldly nature. Their eyes, large and black, held an ancient wisdom, and a chilling indifference. The colonists trembled. Were these the Vorians, the beings from their legends now standing before them in the flesh? Had their secluded existence come to an end? The questions swirled in their minds, each more unsettling than the last. No one knew what fate awaited them. The future, once a predictable path, now stretched out before them as an uncharted and perilous journey. But one thing was clear: their world would never be the same. The arrival of the Vorians marked the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with uncertainty, fear, and the potential for unimaginable change. The Vorians spoke. Their language was unlike anything the colonists had ever heard before. It was a symphony of sounds, a blend of notes that seemed to resonate with the very air around them. Their voices were soft, melodic. It was almost hypnotic, drawing the listeners in, making them feel as if they were part of some grand cosmic dance. Yet their words sent shivers down the colonists' spines. There was an underlying current of something ominous, a hidden threat that made the hairs on the back of their necks stand up. They had no memory of humans. The Vorians looked at them with a mix of curiosity and confusion, as if they were seeing a ghost from a forgotten past. Our existence defied their records. The elders were wary. They demanded answers. Why were they here? What had happened to the history that included humanity? Why had the Vorians erased humanity from history? The Vorians remained evasive. Their answers were vague, filled with half-truths and riddles. They spoke of anomalies, of glitches in the fabric of space-time. The colonists were skeptical. These explanations seemed too convenient, too contrived. They had survived for centuries, hidden from a galaxy that had forgotten them. Their existence was a testament to human resilience and ingenuity. Now, their very existence was a mystery that begged to be unraveled, a puzzle that demanded to be solved. A mystery the Vorians seemed reluctant to solve. The tension was palpable. Every word, every gesture was charged with an electric intensity. The colonists were outnumbered, outmatched. The Vorians had technology and numbers on their side, but the colonists had something more. But they had something the Vorians didn't: the will to survive. It was a fire that burned within them, a determination that could not be extinguished. They would get answers, one way or another. The truth was out there, and they were determined to uncover it, no matter the cost. Life under the Vorians' watchful eyes was unsettling. They observed, studied, their motives unclear. The colonists grew restless. Whispers of rebellion filled the air. The elders preached patience. They formed a council, a diverse group tasked with uncovering the truth. They delved into the colony's archives, ancient data logs, cryptic messages, fragments of a forgotten past. One name surfaced repeatedly: Gaia, a mythical planet lost to time, humanity's birthplace, and the key, they believed, to understanding their erasure. The Vorians remained silent. Their impassiveness fueled the colonists' suspicions. What were they hiding, and why? The answers, they knew, lay buried in their past, a past the Vorians had tried to erase. Deep beneath the colony, they found it. A hidden chamber, sealed for centuries. The central archive. It held the colony's complete history, untouched by Vorians. The council watched, breathless, as the archive whirred to life. Holographic projections flickered, illuminating forgotten faces, recounting lost stories. A wave of emotion swept over them: relief, sadness, anger. The projections revealed a dark truth. Humanity's past was not peaceful. Wars raged, resources dwindled. Desperate, they turned to genetic engineering, seeking an answer to their self-destruction. The Gaia Project was born, a last-ditch effort to create a new breed of humans, adaptable, resilient, capable of surviving any environment, a gamble for the future of their species. The projections continued. The Gaia Project was a success, but it came at a cost. The engineered humans, the colonists' ancestors, were different, stronger, faster, more intelligent. Fear and resentment festered, humanity fractured, a war erupted, more brutal than any before. The engineered humans, fighting for survival, ultimately triumphed. The victors, burdened by the horrors they had witnessed, chose to disappear. They erased all records of their existence, hoping to bury the past. They built a new society, a beacon of peace, the colony. The council watched in stunned silence as the projections faded. Their ancestors, the saviors of their species, were also the architects of its destruction. The burden of this knowledge weighed heavily on their hearts. Section 6. Echoes of Erasure. The Vorians knew, the colonists were sure of it. Their silence, their careful observation, it all pointed to a deeper understanding. But why? Why hide this truth from them? The council confronted the Vorians. The air crackled with tension. The Vorians hesitated, then revealed a fragment of their own history, a history eerily similar to humanity's. They too had faced their own demons, a catastrophic war fueled by fear and division. The Vorians, seeking to prevent a similar fate for other species, had implemented a policy of selective erasure. Any civilization deemed a threat to galactic stability, any species on the brink of self-destruction, was wiped from the galaxy's memory. A brutal yet necessary measure, they claimed. Section 7. The Catalyst. The colonists were horrified. The Vorians' actions, their arrogance, mirrored the very darkness they claimed to prevent. They had erased entire civilizations, playing judge, jury, and executioner. The Vorians argued that the colonists' very existence was proof of their policy's necessity. The engineered humans, they argued, were a threat. Their genetic potential, their capacity for destruction, mirrored the past. The council refused to accept this. They had built a society based on peace, on understanding. They were not their ancestors. They would not be defined by their past. The tension reached a fever pitch. The Vorians, their patience wearing thin, revealed their true purpose. They had come to judge the colony, to determine their fate. Section 8. Revelation. The device in the lead Vorian's hand hummed. It was a scanner, analyzing their genetic makeup, searching for any trace of their ancestors' destructive tendencies. The colonists watched, their hearts pounding in their chests. The scanner beeped, a red light pulsed ominously. The Vorians' expressions hardened. The lead Vorian spoke, their voice devoid of emotion. The scanner had detected a genetic anomaly, a dormant gene passed down through generations, a gene capable of unimaginable destruction. The colonists were stunned. The Vorians had found it, the catalyst for their erasure, the echo of their ancestors' sins. They were now faced with an impossible choice. Section 9. A choice to make. In the vast expanse of the universe, choices define the fate of civilizations. The Vorians, an ancient and powerful race, had arrived at the human colony with an ultimatum that would test the very essence of humanity. The Vorians prepared to act. Their ships, sleek and ominous, hovered menacingly over the planet, a silent threat that spoke volumes. Their ships powered up, casting an eerie glow over the colony. The blue light bathed the settlement in an otherworldly hue, a constant reminder of the impending doom. They offered the colonists a single mercy voluntary exile. The alien leader's voice was cold and devoid of empathy, presenting the humans with a stark choice. Leave their home, their history behind. The colonists looked at their homes with a profound sadness, the weight of generations pressing down on their shoulders. Start anew on a remote, barren planet. A desolate landscape awaited them, a harsh and unforgiving world where survival would be a daily struggle. Cut off from the rest of the galaxy, isolation would be their new reality, far from the familiar stars and the comfort of their past. It was a life of isolation, but it was a life. The settlers would have to find solace in their own company, forging a new community from the remnants of their old one. The council convened one last time. In a tense meeting, the leaders of the colony gathered to make a decision that would alter their destiny forever. The weight of their decision pressed down on them. Every face in the room bore the marks of worry and contemplation, the gravity of the situation evident in their eyes. Could they abandon their home, their past? The question lingered in the air, heavy and unresolved, as they looked back at the land that had nurtured them. Or would they fight, knowing the potential consequences? The colonists began to prepare, their determination hardening into resolve. They knew the risks, but some things were worth fighting for. The answer, they realized, lay not in their genes, but in their hearts. Unity and courage would be their guiding stars, not the fear of the unknown. They would defy their past, forge their own destiny. With every step forward, they embraced the challenge, ready to carve out a future on their own terms. They would show the Vorians and the galaxy that humanity was more than just its darkest impulses. They were survivors. Their resilience would be their legacy, a testament to their unyielding spirit. And they would not be erased again. The future was uncertain, but it was theirs to shape, and they would face it with hope and determination.